All right, we've got a zine project. It's 4 pages minimum. I want you to be excited about it because it's pretty easy to do a basic zine. We're not doing any fancy image tracing unless you want, but in the example I gave you, it's basically just dragging images in and plopping text on top and around. And so it's a 2-week project, so there is a learning curve. The longer you spend on it, the fancier you can get. And I also, of course, want you to take a look at, what do we got here? Chat GPT, Adobe Firefly, Pinterest, Lorem Ipsum, Zine design. So this is my Pinterest page, and I've given you the link. And Pinterest is a fantastic resource. And if you go to Zine design, again, this is open. You could do poetry. You can do your furniture design. You could do a zine on other people's furniture design. Here's like scribbles. You could do your character design if you're in game art. You could do wild, freewheeling kind of stuff, or you could do kind of funny and quirky stuff, or you could just do straightforward stuff like the kind of things I'm going to be showing you, right? So, the Baja Zine was influenced by David Carson. David Carson's, a graphic designer from the 90s. All right. So anyway, in this little tutorial, what I want to do is just show you how to get started. We're going to create multiple artboards. That's all we're going to do here, right? And I'm going to use this as kind of a template. This is a little thing I just threw together, and I generated some images in Firefly. You've got you've got access to Firefly, and I generated some images, and I put in a couple columns of text, and I put in a colored background and a little header. So that would be my start, right? If you don't know what to do, or if you just want to get started, if you want to practice, the thing is, once I finish this, then I wanted to make another one, and I want to make another one, and I want to make another one. So what do you do to get started? All right, so you're in Illustrator. You do a file, new. And here's where you have to decide, like, what do I want my zine to look like? If you're just getting started, just pick letter. Don't look, 612 by 792 pixels is not very big, but when you export it out, it's going to be a lot bigger. So if you just want an 8.5 by 11 format that you can throw into a PDF and then throw into Google Slides and do a presentation, then just pick that. You can see on my Baja Zine that I did, I think 1000 by 2000. I did a big old long format because I was going to bring in square images and I wanted the text on the side. But, for this one, just pick letter. Now, so you're doing file, new. You can go to print, letter. I would recommend probably portrait format unless you have, some kind of vision. And you don't do what I just did, right? Unless you want just a 1-page zine. So you do file, new, and you go to print, and you go to letter, and you pick on portrait, and then you select artboards. You can put as many artboards on there as you want. We're going to do 4. There we go. Now, the next thing I want you to think about is over here under window, all of these are your tool panels. If you need a tool in the garage for something, you're looking for a hammer, a screwdriver, you're going to have your toolbox open so you can pick that tool out. And the same thing here. I've got my artboards window open, and here's my artboards, and here's this little icon. And this allows me to separate them. I like mine a little farther apart. And, I can arrange them in different columns and things like that, right? So, and you'll see that I have my layers window open as well. Appearance is going to be important. The line is nice. And then, your text, when we get into text, that's going to be important. So, but you've got your 4 artboards. From there, what I would like you to think about doing is throwing some images on there. Now, I have collected some images. Let me see if I can find them here. So here's all the images, I've got for my surfer zine. And then I've got my images I'm going to use for this demo that I generated in Firefly. I generated all these in Midjourney just because I love doing it. And what have I got in Zine too? This was another thing I was thinking about. What kind of images, what kind of zine do I want to put together, right? So they might be your photographs. They might be images from the web. Obviously, you want it to be original, right? And we don't want scrapbooking, and we don't want, like, you know, your family trip to Yosemite. I don't mind travel zines. I think that'd be fantastic, but make it artistic. And it would be really good if you thought maybe of doing this in your field of study, right? So I do mine in Midjourney as far as generating images, and I generate a whole ton of art of AI kinds of stuff. You know, these were all like Super 8 film still, a Baja coastline, a big perfect waves, perfect for surfing, nostalgia, retro vintage. You know, I wanted that Polaroid look. So, you know, I generated a bunch of those images. There was my surf zine. I would then got interested in, let's see, you know, here's some Baja stuff. An array of things you might find in Baja California. And then I started getting into some interior design architecture kind of stuff last night. And so I started generating, like, I was thinking, well, maybe I'll just do a minimalism zine, right? With some really cool, like, images of buildings and stuff. Now, if you're into AI, I mean, if you don't have your own images, then go to Adobe Firefly. You've got an account there. You've got, open up your Adobe Creative Cloud. Go to Firefly. I'm not going to spend the tutorial, you know, navigating. You can figure out how to get there. Once you get there, you go to text to image. And what I did here for the demo is I just said, give me minimalist interior design in a photo style portrait. And it generated these for me. And then I downloaded them to my folder. All right. Once they're downloaded to your folder, okay, just jumping ahead. There they are in my folder. Here's how easy it is. You're going to take one of these images. You're going to drag it over. Okay. It's huge in this case, but you're going to hold down your shift key with your move tool selected, and you're going to resize this. Now, you can turn this, you can have it over to the side. You have to think about, you know, your text. I'm just going to do a really boring standard kind of, you know, equal margin kind of thing. And I'm going to put some columns of text under it. But, you know, and I'm going to, you know, for the demo, I'm going to drag those 3 other images in there. But you see how easy it is? We're not going to have to get into a lot of complicated drawing and convert to vector and using every single tool, you know, unless you want to. Just to get started, you know, make yourself a nice little 4-page layout here, drag some images in there, and then I'll show you some additional things that you can do.